always, as you know, work, trying to juggle.
So right.
Yeah.
What, taking lunches and stuff like that?
I always take.
You're all right with that?
Yeah.
So what's just
the whole working late, and then just my job now been all right. It's just the stress thing as usual.
right? Okay, yeah.
So I didn't manage to get my workouts in. I said I was going to do.
And then that sends you mad, doesn't it?
does, yeah, it's weird.
Does,
yeah.
yeah.
But like I work late, so then you're like, I get home and I think, oh, you've got to eat.
Yeah.
And by the time I'm eating, I'm not going to go and work out. I always work out before I eat. So if I don't do it as soon as I walk through the door, it's not happening.
Yeah.
Unless I meditate.
Yeah. All right. Well, you lost weight, so
Yeah.
that's, you know, it showed that you must have had the balance to for your body to go and
Well,
let
it's not
it
like
go.
I'm not active though, is it? So,
That's what I mean. Yeah, it's like you are active. That's you know.
I mean, I've noticed now I'm much better getting up because obviously I'm up and down of hop-offs all the time. So and getting up and down off them is so much easier.
Brilliant.
So that's good.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah, because you know I was getting so I was struggling.
Were you? Yeah. Well, that's fantastic. You know, so I was watching and I thought, you do so well because having such a physical job, you haven't got any injuries or any niggles going on. So you really are. You've really got the balance of movement going on.
Yeah,
I'm
quite strong. Lying in my arms.
Yeah, you are
Not so
strong.
much in my legs now.
You are.
But I am in my arms because obviously I'm always carrying stuff.
Yeah, and stamina to
I've
keep
got my arms
going.
a bit all the time.
Yeah, and then your flexibility is great, so that's good. What about you, Danny? What do you struggle with this week? Anything?
It's just getting back onto it from having the weekend off.
Yeah.
And it was off. It's just getting back in. I've really, bizarrely, this is the first time I've really struggled taking on any water.
Right.
I've got out of the habit of not drinking. I mean, Silverstone, there was no way I was drinking because I wasn't going to the Portlands.
Oh yeah.
I did that because of the festival.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah.
So and then like
Cut
getting
down.
back into the drinking of it, that's really thrown me this week. I was hoping to get a walk in with Paige, but she went back to work. But I did manage the gardening, and the gardening for me is normally 2 hours worth, and then I've had enough.
Yeah.
But actually, I did the whole of the back garden, which doesn't normally happen. So my stamina level's getting better.
Excellent.
But
Yeah.
as I say, it's just getting back onto it. Food since I've come back.
Yeah.
Because I was away and then I said to you, my stomach's been awful while I've been away. It was just...
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe there is a bug going around
Well,
then.
no, I think it's because of the richness of it.
Oh,
There was
okay,
nothing on
yeah.
the menu that was anywhere near clean,
Yeah.
let alone calorie conscious.
Yeah. So did you enjoy it?
Yes, it was, but not the after effects.
Oh, okay.
I can't fault the food and everything, but the after effects of it, I sort of feel that night and the following morning, I said my stomach is not really gropey, and it hadn't been since I'd started cooking all the crap out. But as I say, I'm back on. I mean, yesterday I gardened and I had a chill for a bit, but I did cook property.
Yeah.
So it wasn't as if I just went to anything that was quick and convenient. I did cook from scratch. So I'm back,
you are
getting
back
there.
on.
Yeah, and back at work, there'll be more of a
Will it,
routine.
or will that throw something
No,
out?
it'll be back.
You're going to be...
Yeah, and then I'll only take the food that I'm going to eat, whereas, you know, I've been at home, you've got food in the cupboards, haven't you?
Yeah.
I haven't tended to, but it's
I suppose the
easy
water
to do.
you'll have to really focus on it.
Yeah, but I take bottles in so I know how much I get through.
Yeah. Good
Quick
strategy.
It's just,
Yeah.
You're on countdown now anyway, so.
yeah, 16.
16 weeks. Brilliant. So,
With the work off them in.
Yeah.
The weekly roundup, we've done that. So, we're talking about being your own best friend. So, and it's like, it's the most difficult thing, isn't it? Because like, as soon as you say that, especially in really stressful scenarios that involve other people that you're trying to take care of, and you've got your parents, and you've got your mum, haven't you? And you know, these are going to be thrown up, aren't they? This is the way that it is when you've got elderly parents or small kids or anyone that you're looking after, really. And it's like getting that into your head that it's not selfish to look after yourself, that it's got to be it's got to be apportioned right, hasn't it? It's got to be, you know, you've got to make sure that you are doing it. So health for everyone is a priority.
Don't you think you should take the advice that you would give to somebody else?
That's it. Talk to yourself as you're being your best friend, and that's it.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right though. But
Because you wouldn't accept it.
you?
You wouldn't accept it for somebody else, would you?
No.
No.
Are you
But
good
you
at
do
that?
for yourself, no.
You're good at that. I'm not too bad actually.
I know
I'm
when
not
there's a
too
cut off and I
bad.
have to I then have to for self-preservation, I have to back
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
But I probably push it a bit more than.
Yeah, and it is down to even that conversation in your head, isn't it? It's like you've got to move through them. Look at your words. That's the one I was going to. Look at your words, your own words, how you speak to yourself in your head, and you know we're easy to beat ourselves up about everything, or easy to turn around and go, well, that's just bloody selfish, and the guilt feeling that you have of like not investing in yourself, but you've got, when it's that going on, you've got to have a good team with you as well to try and help you as well. So it's like asking for help, asking your family to invest some of their time, and just be aware that you're struggling, isn't it? Your family or your friends to say, I am struggling.
But it's
You
hard
know?
to admit that though, isn't it?
It
really,
is.
That's the hardest thing I think actually,
It
admitting
is.
that you're struggling. And I'm the world's worst at asking for help.
Yeah, me
World's
too.
worst.
Yeah, but this is the thing, you've got to put it as like, right, all the other things, okay, you can go out, alright, forget that, I'm not going to ask for help on that, I'm not going to ask for help on that. But when it comes down to your health and you see that actually I've got my wellness now at this level of wellness, and I know I'm going to struggle at like fitting something in, if I can ask somebody to just prep something for me or do something to assist me or whatever, you know, it just really is look at the health that you've achieved and maintaining that, and it always goes out the window. That's when people shift and go back to unhealthy, because it's such a lot of effort and trying to put themselves first still. But it's that, I always say, it's that putting your own oxygen mask on before you can help anyone else, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know.
Because if you're ill, I say that to my mum all the time. Like, if you get ill, who's going to look after my dad? You know, and it came home when she broke her leg and I had to go and live with him for a week. And it was just like, oh my God, just like, how the hell does she cope with this? But, you know, if anything happens to her or anything happens to Sean's mom, you know, we've got two elderly dads who couldn't possibly cope on their own.
No.
There's just no way they
No.
could cope on their own.
No.
And you can't then have a full-time job and look after your parents, you know, it just doesn't work like
No.
that, you know. You have to work.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's about, so I'm always saying to them too, like, look after yourselves.
Yeah.
Do something for you.
Yeah.
So we should really take the same.
Should what? Practice the same? Yeah, we should. Just moving through the emotions, and not trying to block them out either, is it? Because that's not healthy, is it? Trying to block through the emotions, because you go through all the anger, the upset, and everything. And that's the way to get through it, rather than, you've got to let the energy flow naturally in your body, haven't you? And we tend to block that as well, right? Haven't got time for that emotion now. Let's move on. But if you just be open to what your body's needing to repair, rather than, I can't do that, I tell you what, while I can't do that, I'm going to go to the kitchen and eat some shit instead. I'm going to go and eat some biscuits. That's going to help.
There's none of them in our house.
You know. There's none in our house either. My God, they are the worst. The biscuits are for gaining weight anyway, aren't they? And yeah, instead of thinking, allowing that emotion to happen, rather than going for any crap. And that's it. If you haven't got it in, you can't go for it, can you? That's the thing. You can't go for it.
That's the benefit of living in the middle of nowhere with no shops.
Yeah.
If you haven't got it, you can't eat it.
Yeah.
So I've got to be really desperate to go out and get something.
Yeah.
Really desperate. has happened.
Well,
but,
yeah. We're the same. I mean, we won't keep anything in, but if anyone wants anything, we've got to go across the road. Well, that's never fun, is it?
Crossing your road now. It's not driving out here.
So yeah, so engaging in your own self-care, stepping back, looking at the situation, fueling right for your clarity of thinking, so that's making sure you get your water in. You're not going to solve problems if you're not fueling right, and if your energy levels are going, I mean, probably all been there when we've like reacted really badly to stress and gone in the wrong way, and you can, you know, just remember that moment, those moments, those days of how crap they are, and just prolonging the pain, aren't they, by going off. And I think you've got to listen to your body. Often, you know, you either have a fight or flight response, don't you? You're either somebody that never sits still during stress, or you've got someone that wants to sleep, and you just have to react to that as it is, really, and go with it. But fueling is the most important. It always is, for your energy, to cell repair and everything. And then the important one is, don't take on extra things, isn't it? Don't say yes to something. Just try and have your life away from the problem that's going on as calm as possible that you can, so that you're not having loads of things going on. You're not overworking, you're not taking on too many projects, somebody's asking you, can you do this extra? No, you can't. Somebody's saying, you know, do you want to go out for a wild night? It's nice, but it's not the time to do it, is it? So it's just really keeping your body in a neutral sort of ground, ready for anything that might occur, till it levels off again. That's where it is. Asking for help, and that's what I was thinking today, is like, you know, if the more that because we tend to keep the problem, don't we, to ourselves. Sometimes we feel like embarrassed because we don't think that we are coping with the problem right, or it's a family private thing to keep. But if you're not reaching out and you're not asking people for help, you won't have the answer. You won't get the answer from anyone. You've got a network to get the answer, you know?
Because people might know something.
That's right,
you know, somebody, know something, been in the same situation, found a different solution to get things moving, you know. It is about, and I think that's where our little group's quite nice.
Yeah. And they say, I can't remember the term, but you're only 3 people away from the answer you're looking for. That's the thing, because in your network, like here, 3 people you know, 3 people is what?
But one's in Timbuktu.
One's in Timbuktu, yeah. But I just think I've spent like best part of 5 years trying to solve this solution on my own, like, and then finally, okay, I'm going to have to like start speaking to people, tell them I've got this problem going on, tell them this, like, but you know, and then eventually, like, somebody comes, I've got a solution for you, here it is, you know, and it's like,
why have I wasted 5 years?
I know, because I'm keeping this. I feel like I've made bad judgment before, I've made mistakes before, I don't want other people to think, you know, that.
There's nothing worse than being judged, is
I
there?
know,
Nothing else. And the problem is, people don't actually do it. Like, most people
No.
wouldn't judge you, they just help you.
Yeah,
But we all have this thing that we don't want to be judged.
yeah.
You know, it's hard to talk to people.
It is. So that's it really, and then take your breath, focus on your breathing, even if you haven't got the energy to work out your breath work, your space. So that can be, if you're not a meditation person, it doesn't mean that, it just means go get yourself in your room on your own, have your space, have time to again calm your thoughts down, because it's like 100-mile-an-hour racing thoughts. Talk and network, get your sleep, and that's it. So easy. Why are we stressed? So homework this morning is focus on your movement, so getting the most out of the vitamin D. This week is going to be fantastic. So even if it's like at the end of your tired day, getting outside, just sitting in the garden for half an hour, isn't it? Getting that, because it's going to be winter very soon, and we want to be making the most of that. And it's, you know, it's good oxygen levels improve everything for being outside. So let's make the most of this last bit, and then we can enjoy winter as well. But you know, this is the nice time to relax in it, whereas the others racing round, isn't it? All right then.
Thank you.
Thank you.